More ghost stories, September 14th. This is a two-parter, so buckle in. Taunted by an evil raven spirit. Come for the fishing, stay for the haunting. An indigenous Alaskan man and his cousin went to a small lake near their village to fish. They made camp before nightfall and built a fire. They were sitting across from each other when suddenly the man's cousin attacked him. Being the larger man, he was able to pin his cousin to the ground, and when he looked into his cousin's eyes, he saw that they were completely black, with no white in them. His cousin was speaking a native language he'd never heard before, in a voice that was not his own. It was deeper and sounded like three beings chanting in unison. When he released his cousin, who stood up from the ground, the man could see wings on his back made out of black shadows. All through the night, the cousin continued to attack the man. They tussled and circled each other. The cousin threw logs and rocks. At one point, the cousin raced towards the tent, towards the gun they were keeping there. The man made it to the tent and grabbed the weapon. He tossed the cousin, the possessed cousin ran from the tent and into the dark. The man stood in the light of the fire holding the gun. His dog, who had been snarling, stood by his side. Suddenly, he heard splashing and the sound of a man drowning in the lake. The voice was his cousin's again, so the man started to run for the water's edge. His dog grabbed his pant leg and refused to let go. Knowing that animals can see things that humans can't, he decided to trust his dog and not leave the light of the fire. He sat down and started praying. The man remembered that his grandmother had told him, "If you ever encounter a spirit, call upon your name." In his village, newborn babies were given names of the last person who had died. In this case, it was his great-grandfather. He called out his name, and the spirits laughed at him in all three voices. Can I keep it going? Part 3. The cousin approached the circle of light, and the wings on his back condensed into a little black ball that flew into the sky. His cousin ran into the dark, but the man did not follow. When the sun came up, he walked back to the village, and his cousin's wife told him that he had found her husband wandering in shock, babbling about a spirit. When the man shared the story with his mother, she told him that he had encountered an evil raven spirit. According to local beliefs, the raven was drifting alone in the abyss. So he decided to make another raven in his own image so he wouldn't be lonely. And the raven created was evil. So he cast his twin into the abyss, where it has wandered ever since. So be careful if your cousin ever starts acting weird.